Ogari Nasai Minasan. Today we are gonna talk about Kamen Rider Gotchard episode 23. I feel like this episode is a little bit lackluster. I think mainly it is because that I feel like the plot in this episode is like they really rush through the plot of this episode. They don't really focus on like what is the danger that Zukumpire brings to the table, and even Cloto managed to finally gain a power to transmute it with two different category Chemy Cards that was being just brought over just like that. They don't expand upon it. They don't make it kind of like a real threat in the episode itself. And Cloto managed to get defeated by our girl Rene so easily with a new form introduction with the moon and the Kuroberus. That's it. That is all it takes to take down Cloto. And I really felt like that is really lackluster, but I felt like the rest of the stuff in this episode kind of like saved this episode a little bit. The first thing I just want to give praise to is how the hell did they even came up with the design of the moon Cerberus form for Rene itself, because it looks so freaking good. The designer that designed Rene's suit deserve a rest, because when we saw Sun Unicorn, I was like, that is one of the most beautiful suit I have seen. And then with Moon Kuroberus, I'll be like, that is once again another suit that I really liked. I love the design. I really love the idea of using the Kuroberus head to kind of like become the ears, or should I say kind of like hairband to the rider suit itself. It really adds to the cuteness to the entire suit, and we also get to see kind of like a gauntlet being used as a weapon for the Kuroberus. It really feels like this is Chun-Li, but rather than using kick, he like uses like hand-to-hand combat, something like that. Kind of reminds me of Hinata if you really think about it. But the finisher is so amazing. We get to see kind of like a multiple kick being blasted towards Cloto, and the finisher in this episode on point. I really love the combo between Rene and Houtarou. It looks really beautifully executed. The cinematography, the way they go about to show the impact, it is so good. Okay, so that is kind of like pretty much the beautiful thing and fantastic thing that I really love in this episode. And for the rest of the episode, we focus on what Glion has in plan for the rest of the series, and we also get to see what Zukumpire is gonna do moving forward. Okay, so let us touch on Zukumpire first, because I feel like the Glion thing needs a little bit of time to talk about. So I feel like Zukumpire finally realizing that, hey, the thing that he's actually doing is hurting the human is a really smart way to go about telling his story, because right from the get-go, I actually created this bingo card. I actually kind of like suspected and kind of like expect there's gonna be a fully purely evil Chemy card, but so far from what we saw, I don't think that is gonna happen anytime soon. It just felt like the story writer of Gotchard really want to sell the idea that all the Chemy cards are pure in hearts, just like Houtarou, and that is why they are able to be friends with one another, because both of them are kind of like very pure and innocent. They're just excited to go into the war and just to make friends with one another. And I felt like that is pretty much the truth. Okay, if you really think about it, like when there's kind of like when there's a new kid, like they were just like being born and they are growing up, they're exploring the world. They are not realizing that how much damage and chaos that they could actually bring to the life of other people just by being curious and just by wanting to explore and all the stuff. Like both to the outside world and to themselves, they are danger to everyone, something like that. Okay, but really love how they settle the story with Zukumpire, especially with Yua being able to move on from the past lover and choose to love herself. Okay, like choosing to see that, hey, I am deserving of love, and that is really amazing. And I felt like when we come to the topic of love, a lot of people are like really into all those sacrificial love, like the type of sacrificial love that is like I'm able to hurt myself, willing to risk and just ignore my needs and wants for the betterment of the other party. I feel like when you go about to do this, it is definitely really honorable when you look from it from afar. But if you really are in that type of relationship, you are gonna feel like, wow, you are always giving, and one day you're gonna feel tired, one day you're gonna feel unappreciated, and one day you are gonna feel like, hey, I'm not good enough, and you're either gonna be very bitter, or you're gonna be very pitiful on yourself, something like that. So I feel like this is definitely a really good reminder for all of us out there. Hey, if you're struggling with love, try to love yourself first. I think being able to accept who you are, being able to say that, hey, I am loved, I don't need you to love me, to feel secure. I think that is the moment that you are able to really go out there and pursue love, something like that. I'm not an expert, but that is what everyone said, okay? So with that being said, let us talk about Glion right now, because he is really scary in this episode. After Clotho got defeated, she went back to the HQ of the classroom that used to belong to the good guy HQ, now belongs to the villain HQ, which is really interesting if you really think about it. But I think that this scene clearly shows us why Glion is so scary, because even his own underling is afraid of him, and I think that is like what makes Glion so scary, because you are not sure what is he gonna do. Is he gonna kill his own underling? Is he gonna attack you? Is he gonna play mind tricks on you? Is he using you? Is he the one in control, or is everyone else trying to outsmart him? Because right now, from the impression that we got, it almost seems like Minato and Lakeshi has something in plan. They have something in their mind that they wanted to do, and it almost seems like they are actually having the upper hand. But what if, like, the way, because of how Glion character has been introduced to us, it almost seems like, hey, Glion is like able to easily capture, like, hey, I know what you're gonna do, and I already planned ahead, okay? So, gotcha, something like that. So, I think maybe that is what is happening here, but I'm not sure. But we actually get to see Glion, like, asking, what was her name again? Atropos, to give the unicorn card, the Repi unicorn card, to Minato, and asking him that, hey, like, this card is very rare, very hard to get, so make sure that you're being careful with it, something like that. So next week, we are actually gonna see two new form, okay? Two new form being introduced in the next episode. So firstly, it's gonna be Kamen Rider Glare in a new I'm not sure version 1 or version 2. I'm not sure, because for all this while, the Steamliner form that we saw is actually the Type 0, the Zero Shiki form. And then what about the one that we are gonna see next, okay? The one with unicorn. So I'm really excited to see that. But at the same time, another one that is like really amazing that is gonna be happening is we are gonna see once again another power up for Kamen Rider Gotchard itself, and this time it is gonna come in the form of Steamliner. Apparently Steamliner is gonna be the main character, and we are gonna see it become kind of like a henshin item. So we are not sure what Kyoka is gonna do to Steamliner and all those stuff, because we actually get to see, based on next episode preview, that all of the card of Houtarou is gonna get stolen away from him, and we're not sure what is he gonna do about it. But one thing for sure is that Kyoka is gonna help him develop a new system so that he can actually henshin to become a Kamen Rider to get back all his cards, something like that, okay? So my biggest theory right now on what the hell is the so-called forbidden technique regarding of what Kyoka actually talked about, it might actually be kind of like sacrificing your own life force to create kind of like a henshin item or something like that. Or maybe it could even be, like kind of like giving the Chemy card kind of like a materialized form, or even like making them into a driver itself, which you are able to access their power fully. Maybe not, we are not sure. Or maybe there's also another possibility that we might actually see is that we might actually get to see Steamliner and Replica Steamliner being used together to henshin into the new form that we're gonna see in the next episode itself, because we actually get to see Replica Unicorn, so there is a possibility that the Steamliner is gonna get stolen by Kyoka or Valvara or something like that. We are not sure, okay, but there's just a theory, okay, just a theory on how it would actually happen. It might not even be a 2-card henshin thing going on with Kamen Rider Gotchard, but it's gonna be a single card henshin thing happening in the next episode. Maybe there's gonna be Steamliner plus a blank card, something like that. Maybe not, we are not sure, but that is just a theory, okay? So before I end the video, I felt like this episode also give us a little bit of teaser regarding a love relationship between two different characters, and that is Renge and Sabimaru. I felt like the both of them, if they actually end up together at the end of the series, I think props. Like, I just have to clap for them. I'm happy for them, because I felt like the way their character has been written, they're really from the get-go, you know that they're gonna just end up either marrying with one another, or they're just gonna be best friends for life, something like that. So really amazing episode, even though the entire episode felt really lackluster in terms of plot, but the rest of the episode really managed to hold the entire episode together, okay? So with that being said, that is all from me. If you made it this far into the video, means you enjoyed the content, and I would love you to comment the word, what is a good word? Let me think about it. Maybe comment the word wolf in the comment section below, because I'm really one of the most beautiful animal that I think is a wolf, man. Like, it's beautiful, but yet at the same time something that you can't tame. And that is why we have a wolf and then we have a dog, okay? So with that being said, that is all from me. If you like what you see, subscribe, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next one. Goodbye.